the contrary, I appreciate it very much. I'm grateful to all of you who came and congratulate us. But I think you would want to know how it all started. Who's getting it wrong?
If you say it in English, it'll be faster?
I don't know where should start.
This is the real story.
Who proposed to win that? It's a longer argument. Who proposed to? Maybe not going to tell us.
Dai, dai, non freno.
It's starting before the 65 years. I don't know where I should begin. How we met, I always believed Minhas Shamayim. I came from Canada and met Miriam in London. How did it all happen? I want to explain to you how I got to England, first of all. That was not an oi, there was a Baruch Hashem, he came to England.
It's fine, it's a continuation of, you know.
Yeah.
It's a long story.
England, one thing one must give credit to England, although they were very bad to us. The way they treated Jews in Palestine, didn't let them go, didn't let them in, didn't give it to them. But one thing they did, and that is to their credit, and that should be known, they saved about 50,000 Jewish children by permitting them to come to England. If they hadn't come to England, they might have gone to the east, like so many other children would have been destroyed, killed. Who knows what would have happened to them. So both Omi and I came to England on their permission, on the grace of the English government. And I was born in Germany, so was Miriam, but the war broke out. And the English people, especially the government, felt that anyone who was born in Germany could not stay in England so long as the war would last. What they did was that anyone who was over a certain age would be shipped, would expelled from England and shipped either to Canada or to Australia. You may never heard of that before. So thousands of Jews who were born in Germany were shipped to Canada. And they lived in Canada as interns. You know what an intern is? You lived in an internment camp. You were prisoners, kept within, was very good in that camp. We had much to eat, lots to eat, and kosher food. You couldn't even learn. But we were interned. You had to stay in this prison, if you like. There was a they brought us first to Quebec. Getting too long, I don't want to read it. Quebec, where we were stayed, and we've arranged, or we succeeded, that a shochet who lived in New Brunswick. New Brunswick is a province of Canada. And in the city of Fredericton, he was a shochet. And he heard about that hundreds of young men live in Canada, live in those camps, kosher children, or kosher people, and he came to see us. We arranged with him that he should give us Shurim, give us Gemoras. He brought them so we learned even. Otherwise, if you didn't learn, you had to chop wood for the Canadian government, for the Canadian soldiers. Eventually, after about 2 years, close to 2 years, I was in an internment camp. Nobody of you knows that. After the war, right? And I had a brother and a sister in England. I hadn't seen him for that while. I decided that I would go back to England. That was in the year of 1947. 1947. And in turn, that was in 1940. When during those 7 years, I was in yeshiva and at the University of Toronto. And after I got my BA, I decided I must see my brother and sister. I went back, and it happens that, how was it again? Oh yeah, I was not married at that time, and they tried to arrange something for me.
Find somebody?
Okay.
Shit.
And they know, and they had heard, or they knew,
מי זה זה?
that there's a certain girl who is a friend of the daughter-in-law of Rabbi Lapia. Rabbi Lapia was well known, a great Bar Mussar. He was a Rosh Yeshiva. And his son married a friend of Miriam. Right? And married her. So they arranged that Miriam should go to the house of Rabbi Lopian because he lived with his daughter-in-law. And the daughter, and and I should come and visit his sister.
Your sister.
What?
Your sister.
You should come with your sister.
My sister. Okay.
No argument.
גדול.
Just let it go. Yeah, Mom, please don't fix it. Don't
So
correct it.
Shabbos afternoon we came there, right? And they looked at each other, and eventually we decided to meet, and eventually we got married.
זהו, כזה מהר?
Not event.
How long did it take for you to decide?
You know the answer? You know the answer?
Oh, we got married.
You're sitting, stay sitting down.
I can sit down.
Wait,
Okay.
Papa, Shira has an important question.
how long did it take for you to decide to get married? בו ברגע?
It took long enough.
How long? How long?
I didn't count the minutes.
Shira, you have your answer.
I have an answer. Now I have an answer.
I'm sleeping too much. But eventually, you ask him, okay, you look on the Masonic Museum.
Well, what? Sorry, missed that.
Early look on the Masonic Museum. But then the question was, in England, you know, although they won the war, but they were in bad trouble. If you wanted to eat something, it was everything, most of the essential food stuff that you want to eat was rations. The Jews in London, for instance, who wanted to eat kosher, right? They had to attach themselves, had to sign up with a kosher butcher, and a butcher would provide for them the meat once a week, maybe 2 pounds meat for the family. I don't know how much. 10 ounces. It was very difficult in England to live in England. And we decided between us that there's no future in England for us. A lot of people, even non-Jewish people, would leave England, go to Australia or to Canada or to other countries, because England was financially very corrupt. Not corrupt, it's kaputt. One more thing.
Said from a hospital administrator, thank you.
I know.
Neither I nor Miriam had the support of family, because we had no families there. We didn't even know what happened to our families. How do you make a marriage and how do you live? But there was an institution where a certain person had left an inheritance for someone who came from Germany or from if they were at a certain age and a certain condition, that it would provide for them and give them 50 pounds. What was it called again?
Chest?
Well, that's what the office was. So we got 50 pounds for our wedding. So with this, within 50 pounds we started.
How much do you have?
How much is left?
Who was it?
How much is left?
Who was it? Amitai? It's Diana.
Are you laughing? That's what I'm thinking. People sit looking today, started out with 50 pounds. But Miriam had help in a store as I gave some classes.
What? Oh.
And eventually we built ourselves up. And we are obviously grateful and thankful that we look around. We have here and one not here. And the only thing that somehow disturbs this thought is, and I think of my parents. My parents had to give up 3 children. They're not the only parents who had to give up their children. If England left, let's say, 50,000 children, you can imagine how many fathers and mothers had to give up their children, allow their children to go to England and give up the children. So sometimes I think, or not only sometimes, almost every day I think of my parents, that they never had the zorgen for any nachas. So long as we were in the country itself, when we were students, children. Once we left, they never saw us again. They never could have any imagination on that, couldn't imagine what would happen to us, how we would build up family, have children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, great-grandchildren, not neighbors.
Amen.
So this is something sometimes that disturbs us and interferes with our really happiness, with our own nachas. What?
She was agreeing this time.
And I was really late. I would have loved to give an opportunity to speak to you again about my youth and background. It's good to know, important to know, and you should know, but it's very late now. And Pesach is the Haggadah.
Good.
So thank you for coming. Thank you very much for coming. And the Ezra Hashem, you'll have more wedding anniversaries. We invite you all again. Okay?
Amen.